Hello, Coach Dean here. After giving the lesson earlier, I thought it would be good for me to go back and do a very basic beginner lesson on syllables, phonemes, and meter. To start with, I want to talk about phonemes. And phonemes are the smallest unit of sound found in a word. For example, if I look at the word stuck, I will notice that there are three phonemes or three sounds in the word, where I have the ST, the st, and then the U is the sound, and of course the CK make the K. So, in essence, this word has three phonemes. However, if I wanted to check syllables, which are only the vowel sounds only found in a word, then that word stuck would only have one syllable because, of course, the U, the is the only vowel sound. A word like jumper. Jumper has two syllables. It has the U from the inside the word jump, and then of course it has the E sound, so the as jumper. Okay. So two syllables. But I also want you to be aware of a couple other things, because sometimes poets change words or use different devices to make sounds. For example, we have a word like over. Right? Over, we know just from what I just told you, has two vowel sounds. It has the O in the so you have over, two syllables. But someone like Shakespeare would use a type of device known as elision, where he would take out one sound, therefore making the word into or. Well, or only has one vowel sound, so hence now that word's been made into a one-syllable word. Very good device for someone who wrote sonnets which uses syllables, which counts syllables. As we move forward and we start looking at words to try to figure out patterns, what we're going to want to look more at are the words that are two syllables or more, polysyllabic words. The reason is this: because one-syllable words, the stresses can change in a very large degree. Stresses may change based on region, it may change based on country, but it also may change in the part of the sentence where it's used and how you want to stress it. An example, if I have a sentence like "my house is big," if I really want to say something, I may stress different words. For example, I may say something like this: my house is big, stressing that I have status, I have something important, so I'm stressing myself. Or the next one, my house is big. This I would be using stressing house, making sure that's compared to other things. And I'm saying, look, my house is big, but my car may not be. The last one I have here is my house is big. All right, this is really suggesting that if you don't have a big house, maybe there's something wrong with you. But my house is big, right? So I'm stressing big. So as you can see, one-syllable words can pose a problem. So as we move forward, we're going to want to really be looking at two-syllable words and more, because those have the stress mark pretty well set. Now, how to figure out these? As you can see from right here, I have 5 patterns that we're going to focus on. There are others, and we can get that as this becomes more advanced. But right now, we'll focus on these 5. All right, 3 of them, I am, trochee, and spondy, deal with two syllables within their pattern. Okay, now these can be two one-syllable words, or they can be one word that has two syllables, right, that fit into the pattern. The last two, dactyl and anapest, are 3-syllable words, or have 3 syllables set within the pattern. First, let's talk about I am. I am, like what I said, is 2 syllables, and it follows a pattern of unstressed, stressed. Okay, if we look at the word compare, right, and we could even put our hand under our chin and say compare, we notice that the pair is stressed more out of that. We could also look in a dictionary and we'll find the stress mark is on the second syllable. Trochee is pretty much the opposite. Trochee is pretty much the opposite of I am, where the syllables are in the other pattern, where the syllable is now stressed to unstressed. If we look at a word like 40, we know the 4 is stressed and the T is not, and we can even exaggerate it. Would it be 4T or would it be 4T? Right? So we can see the stress is much more there. That's choky. Spondy, on the other hand, has stress marks on both syllables. A word like setback. What you're going to notice is that many words that fall under spondy are compound words. And compound words are words where you have two words put together to make one new word. Most compound words will fit into spondy pattern. Dactyl, its pattern goes stress, unstressed, unstressed. And you take a word like murmuring. Right. Now, I know mur and mur, that's a repetition of the word, but if you listen to the way the word is pronounced, the stress is on the first syllable, murmuring. Okay, so that ends up stress, unstressed, unstressed. That's dactyl. Now, anapest follows the pattern of unstressed, unstressed, and stressed. Okay, anapest even use its own word to fit it, and that's kind of how I usually remember the pattern. Is I remember anapest shows its own pattern. So an, na, and then pest, and again, if you put your hand under your chin, you can feel the last syllable. The jaw drops a little bit more. So you have anapest, right? And it follows its own pattern. Okay, be checking for more of these little lessons. I will be putting them on your Schoology account for you to view in the near future.